Did you know that high caliber people could actually be jealous of your life? It's true. I remember one of my millionaire clients years ago told me, man, you're living one of my top 5 lives, which blew me away, right? Because from the outside, he looks like he's way more successful. Now, he's also married, has kids, lives in a part of the country he's not crazy about. And to make that 7 figures, he's got to have a big team, big office, big overhead, right? So then I started to notice that other high caliber people felt the same way. There were certain things about my life that were really just common elements that anyone could build, but they made really successful people really jealous. And so I want to share those things. I would call them practices. And let's start with number 1, which is to take on ruthless focus. Pick one big goal that you're going to chase and refuse to add anything to your life that doesn't move the needle towards that goal. Here's the thing about high caliber people. A ton of them live very scattered, chaotic lives because they're trying to do everything all at once. You don't have to be that way. So instead of scattering your energy all over the place, pick that one big goal and ruthlessly focus on that so that you can make huge progress towards that one big goal. Number 2, interrogate your calendar. Now, what the hell does that mean? Well, most people let their calendar kind of pile up with obligations and commitments and tasks and all this stuff that actually doesn't move them towards their big goal, right? Now, you can be completely different, and here's the practice that I would recommend. Take 5 minutes a week and just look over your calendar and make sure that everything on your calendar has a reason to be there, right? Be like a cop on a TV show that brings a suspect into the interrogation room and grills them under a very bright, hot light. Put everything on your calendar under that bright light and make it justify itself. Make sure that everything on your calendar has a reason to be there and get rid of anything that doesn't. Number 3 is create systems. And that means basically if you do anything more than once, turn it into a system, turn it into an automatic routine, put it on autopilot, put it back in your brain, make a habit out of it so that you don't have to give it a lot of mental and emotional horsepower to make sure it gets done. If you do that, it allows you to move forward in a very calm, methodical way. And that makes high caliber people very, very impressed and sometimes very jealous, right? Because they tend to be a little scattered and they're trying to do everything all at once and they end up just scattering a bunch of energy. So if you move forward very calmly and methodically and you turn everything into a system that runs with less energy and less emotional horsepower, and that's very, very magnetic to very successful people. All right, number 4 and 5 are very easy. Number 4 is to read uncommon books. I'm not talking about the trendy stuff. I'm talking about something that when you drop it, it impresses people because it's unusual. It's an unknown author. It's maybe an older book. Whatever the case is, right? High caliber people wish they could read more, even when they read a ton already. So when you can drop a book recommendation that's really off the wall, unique, and different, it's going to be impressive. It's going to earn respect. And that's going to make them very jealous because they wish that they could read more. And number 5 is to collect high caliber questions. In other words, what are questions that are powerful, very insightful, they generate interesting answers, they generate interesting conversation. That's the kind of questions you want to collect. Why? Because high caliber people collect those kinds of questions too. I have a whole calendar invite that's on my calendar for every Saturday that has a whole bunch of those types of questions. So anytime I want to go into like a brainstorming time, I can look them up. It also means that I have those questions kind of on the top of my head and I can drop them in conversation, and really high caliber people are blown away when you can drop a really interesting, powerful, compelling question in a conversation. It might even stick in their brain and make you memorable way after the conversation is over. Collect high caliber questions. All right, so let's sum all this up. Even high caliber people get caught up in the rat race, right? How big is your revenue? How big is your team? How big is your big goal for this year? Are you running an Ironman? If you're not running an Ironman, are you at least doing a Spartan race, right? Like it's all bullshit. They still get caught up in the rat race. So when they run across someone that isn't caught up in that, it's actually very impressive and it draws their attention. It's magnetic to them because what they're attracted to is someone that's built their own life, created their own happiness, and engineered their own success. So when that's you, even if you're not at the level you want to be at, you can make extremely successful people jealous of the life that you have built. If you like that video, check out the other videos here, subscribe to the channel, do all that stuff that tells YouTube you enjoyed what you just saw. I appreciate it, and it will make your life better and help you engineer your own success no matter who you are or how you're wired, and we'll see you on the next video.